Good morning, everyone. My name is Mary Jo Snyder. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome to MJ's Shady Inkers Facebook group and my Sunday Live with MJ. I'm going to wait for a few people to hop on. I just put some lotion on my hands and gotta get that taken care of. So I hope everyone's having a good weekend and surviving all the snow. Hi, Karen. Because the snow has been around for everybody, so I'm just gonna hold on for a second while people tune in, so bear with me a moment. Just don't want anyone to miss. I have some really cute projects to share with you with the Shark Frenzy product bundle, so I'm super excited about that. And I'm going to share this over to my Facebook page. One of these days I am going to start my live on my page so that I can boost it and reach more people. So, but you'll all know when that's going to happen. So I'm going to make sure my volume's down. I want to be able to see comments. And hi, Lori. Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited. So the Shark Frenzy is so adorable. I actually have a photo book I'm creating, which I'm not going to share because I actually started that late last night, and that is going to be the bonus video probably this week. And I'm going to try and do a couple more projects. I really, really, really love this bundle. And the bundle is $37.75. So if you bump that up a little bit and get some coordinating products such as paper and inks and whatever and stuff like that, then it's really great with the designer series paper that I picked too. Yeah, it works great. You could get up to $50 and still qualify for celebration products. So there's only 7 days left of celebration, so you definitely want to take part in getting those awesome free products. I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking about announcements today. I have come to realize that my announcements lag on for like 20 or 30 minutes, and then I lose the attention of people, and you really want to see me create, so that's my goal. And then I'll do announcements in a grander scale and separate videos throughout the week. So there we go. We are going to craft. Hi, Jane. Hi, Mary. Hello, everyone. Let me get you turned down to my work area so that you can see what this awesome product bundle looks like. I'll share the card swaps from my team for the month of February and a bonus card that I got in the mail from Lori. And then we're just going to get started. So thank you so much. Let's reverse the camera. Sorry for the shaking. And get you pointed down here. And I may have to adjust things because I had to adjust while I was moving my camera to face me. I did forget to turn on my do not disturb, so hopefully I don't have any interruptions with phone calls or text messages. If I do, I will just pop back on here and get right back with you guys, so no worries there. We survived that the last time it happened when my battery died, so live and learn, right? So this is that awesome, awesome bundle. These adorable stamps. If you know the song Baby Shark, I'm not going to sing it because, you know, I can never get the do right on when I'm singing it. So, but they're so adorable. And of course, coordinating dies that have a little extra stuff like, and I'm going to show you a little close up on that. So I didn't use a lot of the dies in the projects that I created. I actually did some fun, how do you want to say, interactive cards. So I'm really excited about that. One is just a simple layout for the most part, and two have motion to them. So I'm really excited to share those. So this is the die set, and you can see it coordinates obviously with the stamp set, but there's hats, and so you can make the shark, the bigger shark, into a mom, a dad, grandma, and grandpa. So you have all those stamps that go along with that song, right? And of course, Baby Shark. Some cute embellishments as far as hats and bows and purse and glasses and all that stuff, as well as additional things you can die cut out. There's fish, some botanical kind of seaweed looking stuff, bubbles in the water. There also are little tiny bow tie and tie, as well as stuff for snorkeling. So how stinking cute is that? So, and some little glasses that, well, those have a stamp as well. Of course, waves and this other adorable, and I'm going to show you a cute technique with this, kind of a curved little die cut piece there. So it's going to be fun, and I'm super excited to share this stuff with you today. We'll get this out of the way. And I am going to need my stamps handy. Let's show you some cards. This is our team swaps this month were for celebrating. So it was for celebration, anything to celebrate. This is a shaker card from Dawn, one of those faker shakers that you use, one of those medium clear envelopes. And she's got for happy anniversary. So we have that one. I have this one is from Cheryl, and that's adorable. Adorable, I mean beautiful. The succulents, the bundle, and love how she embellished on the inside. Love that. And put my notes aside. And we have Lori's card. Beautiful. Love all the embossing, the layers of the hearts. Love the color, the petal pink. And of course the tag, which I had shared how to do that in one of our classes recently when I did the hydrangea class. It was awesome. And I love the inside where she added the additional hearts and the happy anniversary. So very pretty, very elegant. And we have one more. And this is from Dawn, and beautiful. I just used this suite last weekend, so you can see another way to use that and that foil overlay with the acetate and some added bling, and of course some more shimmer down here. Very pretty, and of course a layer of white on the inside to write your sentiment or your greeting. And then there's my card. And if you watched my presentation of, hi Ray, hi Lori, hi everyone. If you watched hi Sandy, if you watched my presentation featuring this product suite or the product bundle in the JJ Mini with the strawberries and stuff, I think it's called Sweet Strawberries. I also incorporated the celebration bundle that you can get with a $100 purchase if you choose that for your free item. And that was the Berry Blessings. I did a scrapbook page with kind of tearing those pieces. So I thought, why not do it on a card front? It was really pretty on the scrapbook page. So I thought of replicating what I did with the scrapbook page. So it was really, really fun. So that was my design this month. So yes, as being a part of a team, you get to do all that fun stuff. Someday I should just have a card swap with customers. I think that would be a lot of fun too. And this is a little card, a very pretty card with the dragonflies and that beautiful paper that I used in one of our Sunday Lives as well. I can't remember the name of it, something blooms. But anyway, it doesn't matter at this point. But that's a free paper pack you can get from Celebration as well. And this was just a little note from Lori that I received in the mail. So that was really nice to get as well. Okay. All right. So what I'm using in addition is the, of course, classic label punch. And I forget the name of this. Label Me Fancy or something. It's okay. It's in the annual catalog. You can find that punch. And my son gave me his label maker the other day, actually about 3 weeks ago, so that I could label my stuff, and I still haven't got to that, unfortunately. Prize Patrol winner. Oh, I still need to do what I'm going to use in addition. Metallic Pearls, the silver ones. White Twine, not Whisper White. Tuxedo Black Memento ink. Pool Party ink. Pretty Peacock, which we're going to be saying goodbye to pretty soon. And Calypso Coral. So those are the colors. I'm not sure if I've left any out, but those are the colors I think that I remembered that I was going to be using. So this week's Prize Patrol goes to Judy. Thank you so much for all your support and for commenting and being a part of my Sunday Lives. Judy wins these 2 bolts of ribbon and the magnets. So I will be sure to reach out to Judy. And Judy, I may have your address, but if you could message me your address again, that would be wonderful so I can get those in the mail to you. Next week's Prize Patrol for commenting and sharing this video is going to be a set of watercolor pencils. Thank you, Gail, for donating. She's a member of my team. She donated some stuff for me to use as prizes, so I chose one of her donations to give away in Prize Patrol for next week. So there's that. Now, I am using also the... Actually, we'll pull these in as I use them. I don't think I use them for any of these, except I use the stitched shape framelets or dies for the circles, and I use the layering circles. Circles seem to be my go-to. And I've also incorporated in some of those papers from the free paper packs that you can get if you sign up to be a demonstrator during Celebration. And it's not, don't let that scare you. If you purchase a starter kit during Celebration, you get all of 5 paper packs, and I'm incorporating some of that paper in some of these projects, in one of these projects today. So let's take a breath and collect our thoughts and grab our projects and get started. I'm going to take a seat. I'm so excited. Not sure if you can hear that in my voice. Who else is joining us today? I think I saw Jane pop on, and Barb, good morning. And we have another Sandy that popped on, or Sandra. Thank you for being here. So here is Baby Shark. Isn't that adorable? We are going to do some die cutting, so I will have to bring in my big boss for some of that stuff, because that's the only one I have a magnetic platform for. All right, so we have a lot of bits and pieces for this project. We are using Pool Party that measures 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. That is our card base. We have 2 pieces of basic white that measure 4 by 5 1/4. One's for the inside and one is for the outside of the card. I've already embossed with the pine wood. Let's see, let me grab it so you can see it. This is in the annual catalog, the pine wood planks dynamic textured embossing folder. I've already embossed this, and it is a strip of Night of Navy that is 5 1/4 by 1 1/2. These are the papers that I picked from the Designer Series paper that you can get free by purchasing the starter kit for the next 7 days. And then it's not until the new annual catalog comes out. So the piece that is Calypso Coral is measured at 2 by 3. The Night of Navy piece is 2 by 3. The Pool Party piece that has this design is 1 inch by 3. And then I have a 1/2 inch strip that is 1/2 inch by 4. So you have all those colors. So Pool Party, Night of Navy, and Calypso Coral. I've already pre-cut the scalloped circle to go with the stitched circle. So this is the second to the largest stitched circle, and then I went a little bit larger with the scalloped circle from the layering circles. I have a piece of scrap for the wave here, and I also have a piece of scrap where I'm going to cut out those bubbles, and I've already put it on an adhesive sheet so I can turn it into a sticker. So hopefully this first card doesn't take too long with all the stuff being pre-cut. Excuse me, got a tickle. Thank you, everyone. Hi, Sharon. Thank you. Thanks, Karen, for the compliment. You guys are so sweet. Excuse me. Okay, I will have to do some die cutting on that. So maybe we'll, let's do our stamping, because we do need to, and I must not have put a piece of scrap white in there, so let me grab one. There's a piece of scrap white. I'm going to have to stamp my Baby Shark. So we're going to pull in these 2 stamps because it's 2-step stamping. We'll do the lined image and, of course, the one to fill in. I call that a filler stamp, and I'm going to put that on a different block. Okay, now set these aside for now. Grab my piece of basic white, and I'm going to do the outline first because it's easier for me to do the second part of stamping if I already have the outline there, because I'll be coming in with a lighter color. Now when I have lined images, I want to be sure that I can that I have full coverage on there, so I always like to add the ink that way to my lined image. And then I'm just going to stamp Baby Shark right here, like so. These are photopolymer. I highly recommend using your piercing mat. If you do not have a piercing mat and need the item number, please reach out to me and I will share that with you. You could find it by searching the website, but I can certainly find it for you. It's not in any of the catalogs because it was going to retire, and we gave Stampin' Up! A hard time and said, please don't do that. And they listened, and they're so good about that. So, I mean, they can't always accommodate, but they certainly try very hard to do the best they can for demonstrators and their customers. I'm going to hope that's lined up without sticking my head in the camera. How cute is he? Oh my gosh, just came to life just like that. All right. So now that we have that all set, and I know I need to cut these pieces, we're gonna grab both of our pieces of paper, and I'm gonna come in with my Big Boss because it has a magnetic platform. And I can do both of these hopefully at the same time. So it's gonna be kind of a close-up with the camera, so my apologies for that. So because Stampin' Up! Is still working on configuring the magnetic platform because there were a few issues with the new machine, I have my old magnetic platform. No big deal. It works for the purpose that I need it. I'm going to grab my die for the baby shark. Sometimes my dies kind of skip around on me and I still might need a Post-it note, and sometimes they're fine. So hopefully that will be okay. And I need the, sorry for my reach, I should get these over here closer to me so I don't have to do that to you. And I will set them right up here where I know where they are. I'm going to do my wave here. And I'm going to add this piece. Now I have to remember how the stamp goes because the word stamp, I'm standing right now because it's easier. The word stamp needs to fit in here. So it needs to be able to go with the curve of the kind of this swoosh here. Now I don't want it to go off of where I have cut a corner off because that's what I do when I want to be sure I know I'm using it for die cutting. And it's skipping around on me, so bear with me while I get this positioned. I want to make sure my words are where I want them. That's skipping around. Looks like my hands are shaking like crazy. I might have to do one versus the other and then the other. I mean, we're gonna get her. Maybe. Let's just move it this way. It's very frustrating when the magnet does that. I'm gonna do one at a time. It's just gonna be easier for me. So let me grab my top plate and gently place this on here without moving anything and run that through. I was trying to save time, but so I have my baby shark and I have the start of my wave. So we'll set that down there. Put my dies back, and then we'll come in with the other one that I needed and hopefully get that to lay on there right. If not, we are going to, I know that my Stampin' Up! On here, it's labeled with the item number, the product number, and Stampin' Up! I know that I was able to read the words when I was looking at it doing this, so I am going to, oh my Lanta, get a Post-it note because I don't want to fight with this. Do you guys have that issue when you use magnetic? Oh, I think we're good now. Magnetic stuff. I quit messing with it would be okay, right? All right, so that's what I'm looking for that one piece. So we can get rid of the other. Put my thing back. And we can get back to stamping. So what I want to do is take this do, however you sing that. I know the song's probably going in your heads, but I'm not, I don't know all the words, so I'm not going to go there. All right, so now I should be able to follow the curve of the wave I created and stamp the words just like that. Perfectly stamped, and set that aside, and now we can build our card. So this is what we're going for. First thing I want to do is grab my piece of basic white and start with this piece of the gingham checked, and grab my Tombow, just add some adhesive there. Hi Rosalind, how's everyone doing this weekend? I think I asked that earlier before a lot of people had chimed in here. So that piece goes on first. Then I want to add the pool party that has the kind of the polka dot lined image. And that's going to get placed about there, like so. And then the Calypso Coral piece that has a different design. Hi Melissa, good morning. And that will go right there. I want to be able to see a bit portion of that because it does get covered with some stuff. Okay, so there's that. And then I want to come in with the plank wood piece that is already embossed. If you're just joining, I did share measurements prior to starting to create this card. So be sure to watch the replay if you want to replicate this or recreate it, case it, whatever you say. So there's that. That goes right over all of those pieces right there. I guess if you wanted to cut them shorter, you could, but I made it easier for myself with a 6x6 piece of paper by cutting it at certain dimensions so I can make 2 cards with one. And not that that makes a difference because you can still do that. So, all right, now that this is all built, put together, I can grab my Tombow and put that on the back of the card front layer, and then we can add the rest of the stuff. And I forgot to stamp, and I did that yesterday. So we're gonna stamp after I adhere, which is a big no-no for me. I always like to stamp before I assemble, so unfortunately I got ahead of myself, so hopefully we're gonna be okay. I need to stamp Baby Shark up there. Okay, so let's grab Baby Shark from our stamp set. And there's Shark and Baby. Okay, we got those. Good thing they're photopolymer though, because you shouldn't have issues with placing them because you can see where you're stamping. Those get stamped in again, Memento ink. And I'm going to try really hard to position this where I need it without hovering over it with my head. So there's Baby. And grab Shark. And Shark just goes right next to it. And hopefully we're going to be okay. Looks good. So there's our little sentiment. Now we can finish. I do have to put this through the die cutting machine. We'll grab the mini for that one, since it's a small piece. Hi Valerie. Hi Betty. It's so nice to see the sun shining outside, even though it's cold and it was snowing earlier. It's really nice. Okay, dies. I need the one that has, it's the circles, but it's actually just outlines. And again, I've put that adhesive sheet on the back side of Pool Party. So we're gonna be able to just lay that on there. Hopefully it'll fit. I don't need all the circles, so it'll be okay. And layer this top plate on. I did my extra video last week, and boy was I struggling trying to get this thing to work. And it was human error. It was not the machine. I was dealing with my own issues, but it's okay. I got through it, and that's all that mattered. So I'm all set with that piece of paper. I can set these aside. Try and remember where I'm setting everything. And then my die brush. This die brush is a retired one, but you can get an attachment for your take your pick tool. And this die brush will poke through all those holes to get all of the paper out of there, hopefully. If not, like this one I had issues with the other day, making my card yesterday, you can just come in with your take your pick tool and kind of pop that out of there. Now remember, these are all stickers because you put that adhesive sheet on there. And if it cut right, all these, oh, now that's stuck to me. These should peel right off. I'll bring in the card so you know what I'm doing here. We're just going to peel these off. If you have trouble peeling off the backing, grab your take your pick tool, and it should help you lift off that backing. Now you might have to readjust your circle when messing with it, and I'm just going to start adding these circles on here. Just put things I don't need aside. I think I'm going to use that one and this one. I left one circle that I didn't use, and it was the very small one that's by itself. All right, just get in there. I could never do that with my acrylics on. All right, then come in here and add that there, and then just one more. The colors I chose, I mean, I guess it could be girl, boy, but it kind of looks like a masculine, kind of for a little boy, baby shark. So, all right, and then we can add the baby shark there, but we'll do that after we get this assembled to the front of the card. So these two pieces adhere together using adhesive, not dimensionals, just using your Tombow or your seal. Thanks, Valerie. Oh, the bubble circles are so cute. There's just so much you can do with this. I was actually in the grocery store yesterday. I did grocery shopping yesterday because Aaliyah needed a picture frame for this amazing, gorgeous gift that she got for her birthday from her friend. And I'll talk about that later. And I was looking for like shark gummies or like little fish crackers or something, but I didn't want to buy a whole package just for doing a 3D project. So I decided not to, but I think that would be great to do some packaging for like shark gummies or something like that for kids. It would be really cute. All right, this piece gets dimensionals after you get all that situated. So we're going to add a few dimensionals on this. And that just gets kind of placed off to the side here, like so. Hopefully I put that on the right way. I always fear that I'm going to put my stuff on upside down. And another dimensional for the baby shark. And he will go right here. He's so cute. And this gets some dimensionals, but part of it is going to stick right on there. So it looks like he's jumping out of the water. That was the concept. And this measures the same as that piece of white on there. So you can add a few dimensionals just so it's laying the right way and the way it needs to. It's at the same height as this. So just add a few on this side. And come in with your seal. And you can go ahead and add just a little bit of seal right there, just so it lays down where you want it to. And you will measure that out or place that where, just like that. Okay, does that make sense? And then I wanted to use the metallic pearls because I thought that gave it kind of a nautical look using these pearls. So just add a few of these in random places. If it doesn't stick to the goo on your, you want it to stick to the goo, but you also want it to come off. So, and then you have, these go over here, so I'm not misplacing stuff. Then you have this piece that is going to go on the inside of your card, as well as this piece. So you want to tie the front of the card into the inside of the card. So add that to the bottom portion of the piece that's going to go on inside the card. Inside of the card, sorry. And there is project number 1. You have that. Isn't that adorable? I just love these sharks. They're so cute. Okay. Card number 2. Haha. We have a card base that is, again, Pool Party, that is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of this amazing designer series paper, Whale of a Time. Awesome paper, perfect for this product suite. So we're going to incorporate some of those in this project and the next one. I've cut this down to 5 1/4 by 4. And I have a piece of Basic White to do my die cutting and stuff and stamping. I have a piece of basic white for the inside of my card that measures 5 1/4 by 4. And again, a strip that is from this piece, that is a 6 by 6 piece, to go on the inside of my card. So it's 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. That's all the elements we need. Actually, I also need, you probably just saw the card, 2 pennies. My 2 cents I need for this card, and another strip that is a 1/2 inch that I'm going to do some stamping for the sentiment. Super excited. This is Daddy Shark. Let me introduce you. How cute is he? He's a spinner card, and if you go slow, he actually will spin quite a bit. I just can't get him to do it because I'm just so excited. So there he is, spinning. And you're going to do that with pennies, and it's super easy. So I was amazed at how easy it was. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you want to do, if you have the classic label punch, is come in to the punch and go feed it all the way to the edge here. You're going to feed it all the way in, and the edge of the paper is to the edge of your punch, and punch one of those out. You can totally save this and use it on something. Go to the other side, measure your paper to the other side, to the edge of the punch, and again, flat, don't mess up yourself, like I almost did. Flush to the here and to the side. So now that I got that pointed out, I can punch this out. That's gonna line up and become your area where you're gonna do your slider. Super simple. Now, the next thing you wanna do is, get those things out of the way. We are going to, we'll save our stamping for last because I want to show you how to build this. We need dimensionals for the back of this. But the first thing you want to do is lay your penny down, and you need mini dimensionals. Very important because they're not going to interfere with, I'm just going to put 1 mini dimensional on the penny. Take off the backing, line those pennies up. Oops, do this first. Okay, do that, line your pennies up, and place that on top. Okay, now that creates your spinner. Like that, okay? So you have your spinner. Now, add your dimensionals to the back side of this. Like I said, no joke, this is like super simple. You definitely want to add extra dimensionals because of the heaviness of the pennies. You don't want your card to kind of become all bent and wonky. So you'll have to bear with me with all the dimensionals. And if you have strips or dimensional sheets, then cut those apart and make it easier on yourself. I do have dimensional sheets, but these were handy, so this is what I'm gonna do. I know this is crazy, but I know you guys are patient and want to see how this works. Thank you. Yes, Ray, super easy. I was totally intimidated in trying some of this stuff in the past, and then I was like, watched a video and I'm like, seriously? I don't need some fancy washer from the hardware store. How many pennies do you guys have laying around? So now someone's going to get this card and my 2 cents, even if they didn't ask for it. Lori, are you having trouble with your connection? I keep seeing that you're chiming in that you're watching. Hopefully there's nothing wrong with your connection. All right, so this just goes to the top of your card, centered, after you pull all those backings off, okay? You have your pennies on there to act as your spinny part. And now the last thing we need to do is do some stamping. So on the inside of the card, I have I love you. So Daddy Shark, I love you. So we're going to stamp that sentiment. We're going to need the Daddy Shark. So let's grab some blocks for the shark. For this card anyway, it's the Daddy Shark. It's kind of a universal shark. And we need I love you. Just move some stuff out of the way. I will need that stamp, so let's move this one. And I love you. And Daddy. Okay, I think I have all the stamps. So first thing first, let's stamp the I love you on the inside of the card. And all of this is done in that awesome color that is going to be retiring, Pretty Peacock. If you have Pretty Peacock and need coordinating supplies or need the ink refill, I highly recommend that you do not wait until you hear what the retirement list is going to be or what the retiring products are going to be, because these will sell out quickly. So if you do not buy re-inkers when you buy your stamp pad, please be sure that you order your in colors, and those include the Rococo Rose Terracotta Tile Seaside Spray and the Pretty Peacock ink pads. Also retiring is Purple Posy, but that is not an ink pad, but there are Stampin' Write markers and blends out there in that color. So be sure that you're getting those things before they leave us, because you will be sad that you don't have the re-inker if you want to continue to use these. And then this piece, as I said, 5 1/4 by 1/2 inch, is going to go on the inside of your card, and I'm just going to use some Stampin' Seal. And that's gonna, so I kind of put the sentiment over to the left a little bit because I wanted to add this piece over to the right. So now this looks like it's centered. Make sense? So there you go. There's that. This can go on the inside of your card. I have a little bit hanging off. Let me trim that with my snips. And that just gets centered on the inside of your card like so. So we've tied in that pretty paper from the front to the inside of the card. And now we can stamp Daddy Shark in that same ink, and then we'll stamp the shark and die cut that out. So I need the word Daddy, and I know I have it. There it is. This stamp is a little bit bigger than the paper that I have here, but it's okay if the Y kind of drags off the end. It's not a big deal. I forgot to clean this stamp, so hopefully I didn't just ruin my ink pad. So there's that. And I'll close this. And I want to trim this, and I'm going to come in with my little baby cutter. I know you can't get your hands on these, but it's my little baby guillotine. Works great for these small little pieces, and it's handy. And then I want to angle this. And you certainly can do that with your scissors. You don't need a fancy machine to do that. Actually, I think I want to trim that a little bit different. Actually, I think I'll leave it. That's good. Okay, and now stamp our shark. So again, I want to do the outline first because that is easier for me. So I'm going to come in with my Memento Black ink. It's easier for me to see the outline versus trying to put the outline around a filler stamp that's already stamped, if that makes sense. It's hard to line it up. I have a hard time seeing the color. And now we're going to stamp him in Pretty Peacock. And I might need to pull this closer, so hopefully you don't see the top of my head. I just want to line that up okay. Looks good. So there's the shark. And now I'm going to pull in my Big Boss, grab the die that I need. And with the magnetic platform, we're going to layer this on and make sure it's lined up the best we can, and find our top plate. I just ordered more of these and they're in a box behind me. You think I would have gotten them out. I haven't even taken care of my order I got like 5 days ago. Life has been busy. Thanks, Lori. Hi, Carolyn. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying this. All right, I'm a little off with cutting him, but I'm going to keep on going. I didn't have that lined up good because I wasn't hovering over my machine, but that's okay. No big deal, right? Exactly. We just want to know how this works. One dimensional, you're going to put a bigger dimensional on the penny. And you're going to add your shark. Just like that. How super simple. Okay? And then this gets added right here. So that just gets added with seal. I'm going to take a moment when I'm done doing this to go turn off the heater. I'm having a hot flash. So there you go. That is that awesome card. You can add some embellishments if you'd like to. I did not, but that's okay. And there you go. That is that awesome spinner card made with pennies. So, all right, next card. Let me just go turn my heater off real quick. My husband is so wonderful knowing when I'm going to come out here. Like every morning before work, when I'm working from home, he'll come out and make sure the heater's on. He's so wonderful. The flip card, is that the one, Rosalind, that you open up and like 4 panels pop out of it? I've done one of those before, but I struggled. So not that it's not hard. I think it was hard for me because I didn't have the right tools that I needed for making the score lines. But it was very cute when I finished it. Oh, the spinner card. Okay. I'd love to see what you make, so feel free to share it here. I would love to see what all of you create. I love that. So, all right, the next card is another interactive card, and I'm using the Pretty Peacock card base, same measurements, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Seems to be my go-to is the standard measurements. Of course, I have another scrap to punch out the mommy shark and baby shark. I have a piece of basic white that measures a little bit less, I think, than the other. Nope, 4 by 5 1/4. That must be for the inside of the card. I have my design that I'm using from that same Whale of a Time Designer Series paper. That measures, yes, this is smaller, 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And then I have another piece that is from that Designer Series paper that I cut, and it is 1 inch by 6, but I have to do some trimming at the end, so I'm going to leave it at that. And a piece of, again, basic white, 1/2 inch by however length, because we're going to do a similar banner like we did for the other card we just did. And this is the card we are creating. Mommy Shark, I love you. Aww. So this is mommy shark and baby shark. You just pull that tab and that little peekaboo comes out. And then on the inside, we kind of tie it all together with that piece. And it looks like I forgot to cut some things, so I'll be sure to pull that paper out and make sure we have everything we need. I do also need another layer of the white cardstock. So I'm going to grab a piece that I have handy, and I'll be layering, and then I'll have to trim at the end because it's really hard to layer the Designer Series paper on top of the white. And I found that I made a few mistakes. You can see I actually tried to tear it off and reposition it, and I actually ripped my paper. So hopefully we don't have that mistake today. And of course the white twine from the paper, or the dual pack of twine from the Snailed It product suite in the mini catalog. So, all right, let's get started. I'm going to set this stuff aside. I do need, should we stamp first? Yes, let's do our stamping because we're going to need to do some die cutting, and then we'll have everything stamped and we can die cut it and be done. So I need to clean off the stamp because I'm going to use a different color. And I'm going to need my stamps to get the mommy shark out. So let's do some cleaning of stamps first so that we can use these blocks that have stamps all over them. This is your Stamp and Scrub, if you're not familiar. And this is the Stamp and Mist that you spray on the wet side. It's the cleaner. You spray it here, dry your stamp there. This gets dirty, so you do have to clean it. Obviously, I have some ink residue in there, so I do need to clean that. These things pop right out. I rinse them with warm water and let them air dry for 24 hours, and then I just put some more of the Stamp and Mist on there. So I highly recommend to do that when you're using these as well. Let's clean off Daddy here, and we'll put him away. And clean off Baby. And then it might free up some of my stamps that I need, or blocks I should say. All right, so we need Mommy. So we have Mommy Shark. I'm going to clean this because it's stamped in a different color. We have the outlines, and I'm going to clean this because that's stamped in another color. And I think we're good. The I Love You is here. Let's clean that as well. That's a different color. Okay, we're all set with cleaning. And now we can do our stamping, as I said. So I'm bringing in Calypso Coral because that coordinates with this color in the designer series paper, and so does the Pretty Peacock is also in that designer series paper right here. So we're going to use both those colors. Let's stamp our outlines first in Memento ink. Thanks, Melissa. Thanks, Betty. Thanks, Karen. You guys are so sweet. It's so much fun to do this, and it's so rewarding that you guys like the stuff that I create. It's definitely a good feeling. That's why I do what I love. It inspires others to be creative. Love to share what I do. All right, the outlines are done. We're going to stamp the baby in Pretty Peacock. I'm kind of hovering over instead of sitting right now so that I can hopefully line these up a little bit better. So there is that. Super cute. And we will stamp Mom. Got ink on my fingers. And definitely need to make sure it's lined up everywhere before you place it down. Your Stamparatus is great for this too. I know I say that and then I never pull it out. So if I were making multiples of the same card, then I definitely would have it out and just keep cranking on those and getting them done. But at this point, that's not what I'm doing. So, all right, so we have that done. Since we're going to do, we have more stamping afterwards, but let's get these die cutted out. So I need this and I need this piece. This is a little tricky. So let's get on the same page here. I'll get both of my sharks. That piece. I am going to grab some Post-its because I may need to get those held in place. So grab a couple Post-its. Actually, I'll just keep those handy. All right. Come in with my Big Boss and my magnetic platform and base plate 1. We will cut out our sharks first, and hopefully I'll get it lined up a little bit better. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing over here. Hopefully we can put both of these on at the same time. All right, those are on. Grab your top plate, which if you're using the ones that came with your machine, they are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. And this would be a base plate number 2, I believe. So there's cutting out my little sharks. I did a little bit better with those, right? That's garbage. So we're done with our sharks. And now the next thing is you have that I love you that you need to make sure you're going to stamp in the right spot. And you also need to make sure that you're doing this the right way. Now, when I first did my sample, I did the I love you in the wrong spot. Let me just make sure the stamp is clean before I stick it on my paper. I did it in the wrong spot. Like I did this in the wrong, so the curve was wrong. So I want to make sure, and actually I don't think it makes a difference. It doesn't. So when we get to stamping, I'll show you a little trick. So let's go ahead. You want to do this twice. So we're going to run it through the first time. Get it positioned where you want it. it moved a little bit. So when I put it in the next time, definitely use a Post-it note, even though I'm using my magnetic platform. So you see it created this little pocket, right? I want to create another spot just above it. I kind of bent that back into position, just above it. And then I'm going to snip it to remove that piece. Hopefully it's going to stay where I place it and not jump on me. Okay. Wow, a little squeaky. And then I'm going to show you how to handle the rest of that. So that's what that piece is for this card. We'll set that aside. I'm hoping I don't have to use that again, and I'm going to have a seat so I can finish this. Oh, Ray, everybody's projects look professional. You make some beautiful cards. You don't underestimate yourself. You guys don't see what happens in here when I'm in the process of creating. It can get a little scary. All right, I'm going to come in with my paper snips, and I need to wash these ones because I got adhesive on them. And I'm going to just snip this piece out just by lining up my snips to the 2 marks there. Okay, you can keep that and use it as a banner in a different project, but that is what you need to do, is make that window. Okay, now that we have that, we have to strategically figure out, okay, you do need a piece of white that goes under here, and we are going to do some trimming to that when the time comes, because it's hard to place it with all of these dimensionals on it. Now you can purchase the dimensionals in long strips. They're great for shaker cards. That's not what we're using it for today, obviously. But you do need to build the inner portion of this so that this isn't going all wonky. It just comes out in a straight line. So there's tips and tricks for the inside of that. I'm not going to worry about that yet, because the first thing I need to be concerned with is stamping that I love you on the inside here. Now, since the I love you is curved differently, it'd be great if I was putting it over here and sliding from the other side, but we don't read from right to left. We read from left to right. So I didn't think that would be ideal. So I wanted to find a way to be able to use this stamp and stamp it with a different curve. The best part about photopolymer stamps is they're flexible. So manipulate that stamp on your block to curve the other way. It is going to pop off on you if it's too curved, but if you get it that in that spot that will potentially work for you, then definitely do that. Now, I'm not going to stamp this because we know, like, see, it just popped on me, and I'll fix it when I'm ready to stamp it. I know that when I go to stamp this, part of this word is going to end up down here, and I don't want that. So you're going to come in with a pencil, position that where you want it, and lightly just draw that curve right there. So you know where you're going to stamp. Okay, you have lines, now you know where to go. Again, reposition that stamp, and it doesn't have to be the perfect fit. As long as the curve follows the curve that you're stamping, you should be okay. I want to stamp this in Calypso Coral. And, oh, thanks, Betty. Ray, I appreciate your compliment. I truly do. But I think everybody has their own uniqueness to what they bring to the table when they're creating. I find so much inspiration with other people and their projects they create. So, there you go. Plus, we're all our own worst critics. We just had this conversation in our team event yesterday, which was amazing. I did my first team Zoom event of mystery stamping. I'll share pictures here of the projects I made and the sketch that we did. It was actually from a sketch that I found. But anyway, I'll share images of those and the sketch if you want to try and make stuff from the sketch that I used for the mystery stamping. It was a lot of fun. We had to work out some quirky little moments that we were having, but it was so much fun to see people's faces and create together. So with that, my Paper Pumpkin Club, which is an exclusive club for my Paper Pumpkin subscribers and my team, we are meeting on Friday in a Zoom, and we're going to put our kits together for the month of February. And they also get some fun extras in the mail from me to create alternates. So Ray, I hope that you can participate in that as well. So If you don't have Zoom or don't have the app, it's real easy to get to participate in Zoom. You don't have to pay a fee for something like that. So I'm just erasing those lines, my pencil lines. Not that you're going to see them after your card is put together, but at least you know what I got going on there. Now, the key is, because you're using these strips, and that's really flush to the edge on some spots, you certainly don't need to be that close, but you want to make sure that you have the card attached where you need it to. And you're thinking, what are you doing? This top layer, this designer series paper, is going to go on top of this. So with that, I'm going to start placing these pieces on here and just starting what I need to, at least the base part of it. You'll understand what I'm saying in a minute. Okay. These also are a little bit thicker than your standard dimensionals. So if you don't have these, you certainly can use regular dimensionals and this will work. You just have to use a lot. And that, I'm going to wait to do that end. This end, I just want to fill in right here. I'm actually just kind of similar to doing, I want to actually move that if I can because it's too close to the edge. It's filling in, I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, all right, where's my designer series paper? I need to make sure when I do this that I am not covering this hole. That hole needs to be at least an inch in width. So where that I love you is. So I'm going to come in with this piece of designer series paper and cover the I love you. So I know where to place my adhesive, because I'm kind of building a wall for it. Does that make sense? So that it's not going to shift too much when I'm pulling it out. It's creating a barrier. I've seen that people add a piece of paper, but I'm like, how do you put the dimensionals on so it doesn't sag? You know what I mean? So I improvised my creation to work for me. So as I was saying, these are a little bit thicker than your standard dimensionals. So if you start with one, then complete your project using that same one, because you, that same kind of adhesive, because you don't want to not have, it'll be awkward, I guess. I'm having trouble talking because I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm doing here. So then I'm just going to add some additional strips just so it's not sagging, because this is such thick dimensionals. And a couple more, and then we should be okay. Looks like I'm going to run out of these. These are in the annual catalog in the adhesive section. You can find these, and I just built that wall up right there. This should slide out and reveal our little words there. Okay, I'm going to take that out for now because that doesn't get adhered. This is where you're going to have to be patient with yourself. This adhesive is not forgiving once you place something on it. I wouldn't recommend trying to pull it up. That's how I ripped my paper on the first one. So be patient with yourself. Be patient with your product. And we are going to hopefully place that where I need it. You can see the words. We can tuck this in because I have enough room, right? So I've just made that little slider piece. Take that out. Now, because there's white showing in some places, I don't want to see that. So I want to come in, and you can do this with a guillotine cutter because it's definitely easier. I want to come in and only trim off that white. Be very careful you're not cutting your designer series paper. You're just trimming off that white that is hanging over, like so, okay? Simple enough, not too stressful. Okay, now, this is going to need to be trimmed, and I'm going to do that last. It's way big. I'm going to cut like a ½ inch off that, so I'm going to make it 1 inch by 5.5. Sorry, I got stuff falling all over. So trim that down to 5.5. I also want to add a hole on there so that I can add a bow. And I'm going to bring in my fancy whatchamajiggy, whatever you want to call it. Label me fancy punch. These are guides. You can totally get that in there. And, what am I trying to say? Position it so it's centered, right? You don't want to go up too far because you don't want to cut that. However, I want to feed it in here so I can get like a tapered side, tapered edge, kind of a decorative edge. And there are other punches that can do this as well, but I just thought that was perfect for this. So I just punched that little piece. That way you only need one punch versus several, okay? That will now fit right in there. I'll add my little bow and we'll be good to go. Will this fit in a standard envelope? I'm really not sure, honestly. I haven't tried it. And if that's not the case, then you can just create an envelope on your own or find a way to make it fit. Not a way to make it fit, but find an envelope that it will fit in. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. All right, this is the piece of white for the inside that does need that piece of designer series paper that we still need to cut. So I'll get back to that. We are going to assemble our card front and get that out of the way. So grab your bone folder. And you're going to recommend using Tombow glue for this in case you need to reposition, because that is a whole lot of process that you just went through to create this card front that you really will get very frustrated with if you don't position it in the right spot. I'm just going to move that for now. Make sure your card's going the right way before you place it down. There's about 1/4 of an inch border. And you have a smidge of flexibility to position that before it's adhered. So there you go, okay? Mama Shark. Mama Shark needs to go in there. I'm going to put that tag back there so I know where I'm going. Mama Shark needs to get positioned right there. I have my baby shark that I need to position right there, and I want to be sure that it goes where, so I'm not gonna adhere Mama Shark because I want her in a spot that I know they look like they're hugging. So grab a dimensional, just actually 2 little dimensionals. You're gonna do some extra layering. On the inside of this, you're gonna put 2 dimensionals, the mini dimensionals side by side. So I try to peel them off my packaging like that. And then layer another 2 on top because you have that added height of the other dimensionals that you used, these ones. So you want to make sure that your shark, your baby shark, is going to be, you know, higher than, and I put those in the wrong spot because I need to cover up that whole section, but that's okay. It's still gonna work. Now, before you adhere Mama Shark, you wanna make sure she's where you want her, you know? That it looks like they're swimming towards each other to give each other a big old hug. So pull your baby shark in and place her where you think that will look like they're hugging, okay? And then you can come in with baby shark. Actually, she needs to be a little closer. I think my dimensionals underneath are causing me, I positioned those in the wrong spot, and I also want to be able to see the I love you. So certainly before you get that all adhered down, so I can see the I love you, right? They're hugging in a sense. Of course, my dimensional's too close to her, so it didn't work out like I was hoping, but it still is readable and you can see it. And now we're going to do that final thing of stamping Mama Shark. We already have our angle here. Go ahead and grab your mama or your mommy shark. I like Mama Shark, but I know that's not how the song goes. And I'm stamping it in the wrong color ink. So. Oh, thanks, Lori, for your help and everyone else's. Like Lisa and you kind of really helped out trying to get Lori on as well. So it was nice. It was really nice to see everyone. It kind of, it was awesome. So thanks for your help with the Zoom. I'm glad it worked. I'm going to start with Shark and closer to that edge. And I'm going to stamp Shark right there in Calypso Coral. and then Mommy will get stamped right next to that, like so. That works. It's a little off, but it works. All right, so now we can come in and grab that little trimmer or your paper trimmer and cut off that piece. And this will go right up here. There's not a lot of room there, but I think I put my I die cut that little hole in there a little bit close to the top. So make sure it's positioned where you want it when you're cutting that. It's not a big deal. I can still toss this on here and it still works. I initially had the Mommy Shark down below, but I wanted it to say, Mommy Shark, I love you. So it kind of worked that way. All right, I'm going to take about 8 inches of twine, which is probably way more than I need. Are you guys proud of me? I'm not fumbling for my products. Or my products. So far, everything seems to be within reach and I haven't lost it. Ah, that's so funny. All right, I'm going to tie this in a knot around this. Now there is nothing, well, yeah, there is now stopping this from falling out. I'm a dork, don't listen to me. Let's tie this where I can function. I'm going to take a sip. Talking a lot makes me thirsty. Okay. I'm going to tie this in a knot. It's easier for me with twine to tie it in a knot and then tie it in a bow. And again, you can use embellishments if you so choose. There's that. You can trim that down some so it's even. And now I need to find the designer series paper that I used for the base of that, which is right here, right there. And that's for the inside of my card. So I'm going to trim this down to 1 inch by 5 1/4. And I want all the prettiness of the fun stuff going on there. So we're going to cut this down, measure it over to 1 inch, and then trim it. I'll trim this side off to 5 1/4. Grab your basic white and line these two pieces together. Whoops, coming in with some garbage. And that will kind of leave a little peekaboo. Did I leave a peekaboo or did I do it flush? Yeah, there's a little peekaboo of the white. Like that. And then this goes on the inside of your card. So definitely look for some bonus projects. I'm working on that album. That might take me a few days, so it may not get posted by tomorrow or Tuesday. I like to do it within 48 hours, you know, because I have other stuff going on as well. But so there's those two cards. There's your Daddy Shark with the little spinner. So stinking cute. And Baby Shark. So you got like Mama, Daddy, and Baby. So there are projects for today. You spend $35 in my online store with the host code above in the description. You will get these make and takes minus stamped images. So if it calls for stamping and die cutting, you'll get a piece of basic white that is big enough for you to stamp that shark and die cut it and all that stuff. Unfortunately, I have a limited amount of this paper, so it will be whatever paper I have on hand, and it will coordinate with the card base and stuff like that. So 3 make and takes if you purchase $35 or more in my online store. I'm going to turn you guys back to me, so I'm going to cover up the lens so that I can say, thanks Lisa, so I can say goodbye or see you later. Let's turn the camera. And you'll get a nice look of outside for a minute until I get myself seated. There's outside. We're a little crooked. Close your eyes. And hi, thanks. So yeah, $35 in my online store before tax and shipping, and you qualify for 3 make and takes, and that is today through this coming Friday, which I don't know the date off the top of my head. You have, thanks you guys. I'm so excited that you love these. I was super excited yesterday when I was creating. I even showed my dog how cool they were. That's pretty sad. Actually, it's pretty cool, but I took a tour of the house and just kept bringing cards out for everyone to see. And they were like, oh, that's so cute. And anyway, it was fun, energizing. It's definitely rejuvenates me when I make something and I end up loving it so much. I get so inspired to keep crafting. So I hope that is how it affects all of you as well. So again, $35 in my online store. You'll get all 3 make and takes minus stamped images. I will die cut what I can. But like I said, if it requires die cutting and stamping, I will just include the piece of paper for you to do so. Highly recommend putting this product bundle in your cart with the Whale of a Time Designer Series paper. Pairs so nicely. Bump that order up to $50, get a free celebration product. If your order is $99 or if you have $100 worth of product in your cart, consider purchasing the starter kit and getting some additional stuff free. $99 plus tax, no shipping, $125 worth of product, plus those 5 paper packs, plus all the fun stuff of being on a team, and the benefits of being a demonstrator with Stampin' Up. There's my spiel. Thank you for being with me here on Sunday morning again and taking time out of your wonderful sunshiny day. I hope it's nice where all of you are. Thanks, Sharon. Let me see what Lisa said. Lisa said, I have a whole pack of the whale paper if you need it. Well, my mom has a pack and she would love to share it with you. Thanks, Lisa. I miss your mom. Okay, sorry. And hugs and kisses to you. And I will see you all again soon. Look for that extra video throughout the week. Maybe there'll be more than one. It'll be on YouTube and I'll share the link here. All of you, I can't wait to see you again soon. Blessings. Bye.